everybody. Here we are back again at Barb and Gabby Campout. We're at the June 2017. We're back in Greenwater. We've got quite the crew here. Most of these folks are new members that are just here for the first time. We've got a few of our faces you'll recognize mixed in. And like we always do, we're going to document the information that we've had, the experiences we've had from the last day, the last 24 hours. And we're going to start here with Lee.
Hello. I thought if I sat next to you, I wouldn't be on camera.
Oh, sorry.
So that's okay.
You look great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. No makeup, hair, yeah. It's perfect.
Oh, really? You look great.
We did hear a yell. We went to bed about 11:30 last night, and we heard a yell. Pretty loud one, kind of out this way. And, but that's all I heard. So, I'm trying to think. When we were before dinner, we heard a yell over that way also. But, so that was cool.
Okay. Well,
and then my tent mates will tell you what they've experienced.
Okay, all right. Before we go on, I'd like to point out that the road we are on is a dead-end road. It goes to the top of the mountain, and there is nobody else camped up above us. So any sounds that come from up there were not from people. All right, Sandy?
The only thing I heard was an owl call last night, but I immediately wrote it off as one of the other campers.
Okay.
So,
was that after you went to bed?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it?
That was it.
Okay. Linda?
Well, we had a lot of activity last night, sitting here as a group, but I'm going to let you talk about that. And, but we did hear somebody make a whoop, and then we heard it again down there, and it wasn't the people that made it. That was really neat. And then we had some activity around the vehicles and things, so it was a lively night. But the main thing I want to report is this morning I found a bin tucked under a stump or something. And I haven't seen it before. It
wasn't there yesterday?
Okay. And then I made a glyph, and yesterday that changed. They added a little piece because I said I like lichen, and I found a nice piece with lichen on it, and I thought, oh, how neat. But it was on my table in my tent, and it was zipped up, so they got it out of my tent and put it there.
Okay, so just to be clear about this, you made a glyph.
Yep.
You stated out loud you like lichens.
Yep.
You found a piece of lichen on a stick you like, had it in your tent, and then it appeared on the glyph you had made.
Glyph.
Well, I'd like to add that after this happened, when you came back up here to camp to tell us about it last night, you were giddy, beside yourself with joy. It was emanating from you.
It was the neatest experience.
Yes, it
because
was.
I felt like they were watching me when I found it. Does that sound?
It does. And
I
they
felt
heard you
like,
say that's something
thank
you
you.
like. So that
Yeah.
was something they used to communicate with you. Acknowledge you're here and say hello.
Well, I love it. I'm having a great time, but that was neat.
Cool.
Thank
Right
you.
on. You're
Okay.
welcome.
Bye.
Okay. Tina?
Yeah, we went to Barb's She Cave behind the town of Greenwater, and we walked up into a field of dreams. Our group kind of got spread apart, so we got up to a bridge and kind of waited. The other group came up. We kind of just milled around and talked, and then we started coming back down the trail. I was about 10, 15 yards ahead of the group, and to my right, about 40 yards, I saw a black flash go, probably not even a tenth of a second, like through off my peripheral. And the whole time I was playing a flute, so I wasn't actually looking at it, but I could see just something come across. You said you've had some activity in there. Who knows? Inconclusive what it was. But then that was one thing. And then last night we came back, and my sister has an owl call, and she sucks at doing it. So I decided I'd start giving her lessons. So it was after dinner. It was getting close to dark, probably 9:30, quarter to 10. I was outside showing her how to make a barrio owl call properly with her owl call. Anyway, so I started doing it and stopped. We went back in the motorhome, getting ready for bed, and then Barb and Courtney came up, knock, knock, knock. They said that something was answering us on the other opposite end of the camp, opposite direction of where my motorhome is. I thought that was interesting, and then they heard it again, and it didn't sound authentic. It was like, who?
Yeah.
And we were trying to be as realistic in our calling as possible. We wanted to sound just like an owl, so I don't think our call. I thought our calling sounded very authentic compared to what the answering we were getting sounded pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, we were sitting here. We heard you make your call over here, and then it was a good 5 minutes later that we heard the response, and it didn't carry on for very long. It was just a quick response, and that was it. That's when we went over to. We weren't sure if you guys had done the call here and then had left and gone down in the direction we had heard it. So we wanted to rule out that it was you that was making both the calls, but it wasn't. You guys had gone back in, and the other call was a response, and yeah, it was a little off. It was weak.
I'm pushing the flute because I want him to make a flute mimicking sound that I'm playing, because you're not going to say that's an animal, because I'm doing trills and stuff. So that's why I keep doing the trills, because I know if I get an answer, it's not going to, there's
they
no
mimic,
mistake.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is.
Awesome. Very good. Okay.
So I went out with my hula hoop last night, and I'm trying to
She was trying to
hula
teach
hoop
the
again
Squatch
like
how to
I
hoop.
used to.
Hula.
And so I hooped around, and I was talking.
Giggling,
Hey,
of
can you
course.
do this? And then I think, well, I'm going to put the hoop right where it looks like something comes down off that cliff right there. They put the hoop down, and then Tina built a little rock cairn in the middle of the hoop, and then we put some flowers on the top. But everything looked the same this morning. I checked it first thing, and I took
Okay.
a photo of it. So we have a photo of it the way we left it. So if anything changes, I might add a seashell or something to it. But
Okay.
I'm just hoping that they see that and maybe they play with it.
I think we
I
do
keep
need a
getting a
demonstration.
visual. I look out
Yeah,
in front
we-
of my window and I see
Tonight and we'll use the floor.
Oh, that was
giggling
awesome.
like a schoolgirl.
Floor's in my tent.
Okay, good.
Very Okay. cool.
I
Courtney?
don't know if you want to talk about what we had over here, or
Well, why don't we wait until we get around to me and you can discuss that, okay? Mitch?
I danced with Bigfoot last night. I was taking a potty behind my tent, and something led me by the hand, and we did a shuffle. Nothing happened. We did a great walk up the fire road behind us, and I saw some kind of sparkle shimmering, but it's not Bigfoot related. I see that anyway in the
Okay.
deep forest at night. But I think we all had a sense at some point that we were being watched, and something was close by. It was just a feeling we all three of us had.
Okay.
Can't wait to go back up.
Cool. Right on. Okay, Debbie?
well, when we went up the road, the three of us, I saw some red eye shine in the woods, but it was up higher, so I don't know if it was eye shine. I just saw red, and then I
Okay.
saw like white, sparkly in the trees. It was kind of different. That was all on the walk. After we went to bed, we heard a yell
Last night?
last night,
Oh, cool.
but that's no owl sounds or anything like that.
Nothing,
Like
huh?
the night before.
Yeah. Jen?
Hi. Okay. I think I heard like a knock last night, something dropping, and then I saw like loud footprints or just loud ones, just really up by our tent. And then Courtney and I saw like two lights or just flashing, like really.
And then the talking.
And then the what?
Talking. We
Oh,
were
t-
The
thinking
talking
we kept hearing
too.
voices over here next to Sandy's tent.
They did.
Okay, okay. And that was after Sandy went to bed?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah,
it
she
was.
was well
Okay.
after she had gone to
I
bed.
think
Okay.
so.
Okay,
No.
right on.
Thank
Very
you.
cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There-
I had
oh.
one comment.
Okay. You're going to remain off camera?
No,
This
no,
is
it's
an
okay.
anonymous
No,
person?
it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
So no, the only conclusive thing that I witnessed last night was Linda's reaction to the moving of her glyph.
Yeah.
You could not fake that reaction.
No,
She was giddy. She was enthusiastic. She couldn't stand on 2 feet. She had both feet moving all the time. She was breathing heavy to the point where she had to stop every so often, catch her breath, and retell the story. You could see the little sweat on her brow. You cannot fake that.
No.
So
Yeah,
I believe that.
yeah,
for sure.
there was no denying her reaction to that. You were so happy, and it was contagious. You made us all happy.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
It was really cool.
This is my first time, and I haven't had any dull moment at any time. It's been great. But that was the epic.
Right on. Cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. When we were here the first night, there was so much activity around camp. You know, it was just off the charts cool. Now, last night was, like you said, it was pretty quiet. You know, there wasn't a lot of stuff going on. So when we heard you guys, there was, I think everybody was gone on the walk, and you guys had gone back over to your trailer. So it was Courtney and Linda. Who else was here? Sam was here with us. Okay, so there's the four of us sitting here, and we heard the calls. We went over and checked on you, came back over here, and I was sitting right about where I'm sitting now. And Tina, if you go ahead, step out of the way there. So I'm sitting here, and keep in mind, it's pitch black out here. We do have some lights that were under our canopy behind us here, so there was some light, but over in here, it was just black. I'm sitting here, and from this tripod right there to this tree, on this side of my car, I see this black figure go from there to there. And I'm like, oh, somebody's back. Who's that? And I stand up, and we're like, who's over there? You know, I think we all stood up, and we're all looking. It's like, who's there? You know, nobody's answering. And I'm like, Mitch, you know, is that you? Who's back from the walk? There's no answer. And I was like, okay, well, that's weird. So I sit back down in my chair, and instantly this, here's my chair, and this side of my leg and this edge of my chair vibrated very intensely. I flew back up out of my chair and went, oh my gosh, my butt just got vibrated. I was so startled. I thought for a second maybe it was Gabby. Gabby was sleeping over here, and I also have, let's see, this little flap here that makes it, oh, this isn't my chair.
This is your chair.
That's my chair.
Right here.
Okay. So, and that's got my Tibetan singing bowl in it right there. So if Gabby had been nudging me, if something, you couldn't even get underneath the seat at the side of the chair to do anything to the seat. But so yeah, so that was a little startle. I jumped up and went, oh my gosh, I got vibrated. So then I sit back down. Within a few minutes, right up here on the road, I see a big flash of blue light, and then we were thinking, well, maybe it's the guys coming back from a walk, but no, it wasn't them. And within a few minutes, I see the black shadow over here again go from this tree to this tree, like that. And by that, my heart was pounding pretty hard. It was really exciting, but that was pretty much the end of it. There really wasn't anything that happened after that, other than you ladies were going to go for a walk at 3 a.m., and had invited Linda, and you were going to wake her up. Now, from where I'm at, you guys, you're just below me. I was awake at 3 a.m. and I thought I heard you guys waking her up to go on this walk.
An alarm go off. It was pretty loud at 3:40.
But I was up.
Yeah, see, this was just after 3 o'clock, and then this morning, come to find out, you guys, it hadn't been. They didn't wake her up. You didn't go. There was nobody out here talking at 3:40. So.
Was it the same voice that you heard the night before? Because that's the second night.
No, the first night it was definitely a female voice. It actually sounded like Debbie.
Okay.
But no, this was just voices, just short, quick, somebody talking.
Okay.
You know,
I
indistinguishable
never hear it.
as male or female. So okay, yeah. Anybody else? Gabby's got a few things to say.
She does.
She just bit me. Okay, there is one little thing that we could talk about. Kind of a cute little thing that happened last night. Just the last of us. I think it was just Courtney and I sitting here by the fire, and Gabby was huddled up against the rocks, just snoring away, and we heard the most identical, adorable little snore coming from this tent right back there. You guys were snoring in sync.
We're like this.
Yes, you are.
That's sweet. Thanks. At least I didn't fart and stink. Thanks, Barb.
You're welcome.
I was going to bring that up.
So
Nobody
Insanity,
knows the story.
there's going to be recorders on in your tent tonight.
Great. There's Here's the story.
Yeah.
Barb blamed a really foul smell coming in through her tent on me one time.
I did not blame you.
I'm not letting her live that down.
I just used you as an example that it could
so
not have been
arbitrarily,
you.
really?
That it could not have been you. Okay. Yeah, I know. All right.
Sweet.
Okay, so I guess if we're done then, this wraps up our first morning meeting from our Greenwater June Campout 2017. Thank you all so much. High hopes on great activity for today and tonight. And yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Bye. You're welcome.
Do you think the high level activity on the first day they're just really curious, and then the second day they're like, it's just Barb and her group. And so,
No, they're out there scheming on what they're going to do to us individually. Yeah. So I'd like to add that seconds after we turned the camera off to for our meeting, you guys heard. What'd you hear up here?
I heard a very low noise, like a grunt. Somebody else said it sounded more like a shout, but I heard a deep, very deep, low sound. Like
Okay.
almost so low that I could barely hear it. That
Okay.
low of it frequency in this direction.
Right up here.
And there was 3 of us that heard it.
Yeah, I was on across the fire from you guys. I didn't hear anything, but all
No,
3 of you
Courtney
turned your head
didn't.
in unison. You all heard it at the same time. Yeah. They're here. Right on.
Yeah.